God Game, we're back at it again. New upload of the God Game podcast, and we coming to you with some great information. But you see this? You never saw it before. You know why? Because it's new. www.godgame10.com. Limited quantity. I'm telling y'all, when it's skirt gone, it's gone. New color maroon already on deck. Make sure y'all go get that. Because like I said, just fill in the blank. It's bigger than me and
B.
I hope y'all filled it in. You and
Oh.
this ain't a moment. It's a. I hope y'all said movement, and we are growing. I hope you said together. If you did, I'm glad. So anyway, God fam, let us pray, because you already know, for the new ones who are just joining, we like to give God thanks every single for me every single day, but podcast for sure, because without him there's no us. So let us bow our head. Dear God, thank you. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.
Hey, so you leave it short today, huh? Okay.
Bruh, all you gotta do is say thank you. You don't mean, some people be thinking they have to do these long prayers. Like, you could just simply say thank you.
True that. I'm with it.
So last episode we talked about
Quotes,
Black lives, like all the, everything that's going on in the world. Exactly. And today, and y'all probably like, where's Mama? Because I said she would be on here. But I wanted to share this with y'all. She called me. Well, I called her to be like, hey, Mom, you're going to be on the podcast, right? She said, I will share my stories, which she already told me some stories. But she said, I'll only share them like to you, whether me and her FaceTime or if it's in person. And this is what she said, because she doesn't know if there's still KKK around her area. So the fact that you got her saying this now, like 70 years later, I won't say 70, let me say like 60, 65 years later, it's crazy. I mean, 65 years, not really that long. But I'm just saying, like, if you got her saying she's scared to tell stories about, her experiences growing up Black in America, in the South, that should just tell you something. We got a long ways to go. I do think we've made some progress. I won't say, we made zero progress since then. We definitely made some, but we still got a long ways to go. She's like, yeah, I don't know if there's any, around, and she don't want, stuff, because the world ain't big, bro. So she don't want people to hear stuff like, she's Black in the South, bro. And she said, I'm afraid, I don't know if there's still KKK or anything around still. And I said, wow. I say, hey, that's all you gotta say. I ain't even gonna force you.
So are you gonna tell the story, or?
I really don't want to tell the stories.
Well, you can tell one of the stories.
Yeah, I'll tell one of them, but I'm just like, it's better when you hear it from her. Like, she would just be telling me stuff, and I'm just like, that wasn't that long ago. But yeah, today we're just gonna be talking about growing up Black in America, and bro, we're gonna share some of our experiences. But as far as Mama, I know one of her experiences was like when she was younger. I can't remember what age, but she told me that like KKK would come. I don't know if they came multiple times, but they for sure came one time, and then like had a burning cross or whatever like on their lawn saying like, we're watching you. I'm like, what? Yeah, that's like a condensed version of the story. But that's scary.
No, I mean, I was thinking of something as you even brought it up. What's crazy is the Black Lives Matter movement. Now, granted, the rioting and stuff like that, destruction of property. I'm not all with that, but I mean, they destroyed. The worst thing I've seen from the Black Lives Matter thing is like somebody destroying property. The KKK actually like kill people and stuff, like, you know what I mean, lynch them, hang them, and stuff like that. So I don't know, man. I'm not saying people that aren't for Black Lives Matter is for the KKK, but I'm just saying, like, it's crazy how you get so many people that disagree with like the whole movement and stuff like that, and then they talk about. I remember this one thing in Philadelphia. Somebody wrote an article saying like architecture matters or something like that, and I'm like, bro, you trying to compare? Our thing says Black lives
Buildings to people's
architecture,
lives.
right?
That's
You know what I mean? Like
that's what is wrong,
you know what I mean?
bro. That's the problem. Like, people don't value. I don't want to say they don't value lives, because they obviously do. But when it comes to Black lives, they're either one, not considered. They just Black lives don't hold the same amount of value as like other lives.
Right.
Or
Yeah,
other races, their lives. Yeah, that's what Black Lives Matter mean. But did you see the charges for Breonna Taylor's murder? Charges for Breonna Taylor murderers.
So I heard about it. I didn't even, I remember I don't watch the news, so I don't really know much about it. But I heard about it. I heard a lot of people was upset. Let's just say that. I heard it was something like they charged them for endangering the neighborhood.
There is nobody who is being held responsible for the death of an innocent woman that night.
I want to be really clear about what America was told about Black lives with this decision today and what Black America was told once again. We were told that a young Black woman's life was of less value than the drywall she slept next to, that Blackness is seen as a threat even when we are at rest, and that a system that was built on our backs was one that even in moments of fleeting hope, that ultimately is one that we could never, ever trust. And we get told this 99% of the times that the police kill someone. That is not hyperbole, that is literal. Less than 1% of officers who kill a Black person are ever convicted of that crime. So you cannot fault people for deciding that a system that continues to disrespect our dignity can't be reformed. It has to actually be defunded, divested from, and moved out of the way so that we can have true peace and justice in our communities and people who are invested in the ways that we all deserve. The social contract actually requires that we give an institution authority only when they give us safety and protection in return. That exchange has not been happening for Black people in this country for the entire time we have been here. This is 400 years of fed up. And we've gotten little protection, but we have gotten a lot of violence at the hands of the people who were supposed to serve and protect us. And after this long and protracted battle over 190 days, millions of phone calls, emails, dozens of protests all over the entire world, pushes by activists and organizers and politicians and her family. After all of that, one officer, not all three, but one officer got charged not for her murder, but let's be clear, for the bullets that didn't even hit her. That is what we were just told about the value of Black life in this country. That can't be reformed. That has to be transformed.
The girl was asleep, bro. See, this is one of those times where it's just like, I can't put into words like how I feel. And a part of it too, for me, is just like, when I see stuff like this, you want to care, which I do care, but you're just so, I keep saying as in, I'm talking about me. I'm just so numb. And I don't know if other Black people feel this way, but we're not surprised, pretty much. As hard as we fight, we're not surprised. You're just kind of numb to the pain, numb to seeing the same thing over and over again of our people not getting justice.
I would say you're numb until it happens to you, basically. Till it happens to a family member or something like that. Because other than that, it's kind of like it's not nothing new. Like the police gonna keep shooting. You know what I mean? They gonna keep committing wanton endangerment out here, So you know what I mean? I don't know. I mean, this again. I kind of go back to my point from the last podcast, like, because I think not to justify this or anything like that, but this is just my philosophy on life, and it is definitely not a guarantee. I could guarantee that it's not a guarantee. But I think they said like her boyfriend was like into like something like that, or he had a gun or something like that. I'm just gonna be real.
He had a license for the gun, bro. I don't even justify them just breaking in and shooting people.
I know. But I'm gonna be real, bro. I don't even want to have a gun. Like,
bro,
I don't know.
There's just nothing. There's nothing that you can tell me that is gonna justify the actions of the police officers, bro.
No. You're not. I'm not trying to justify it. What I'm trying to say is.
So you're telling me he can't have a gun?
Huh?
You're telling me he can't have a gun?
I'm not saying he can't. I'm just saying.
Bro, if that was a white person,
no, Yeah, if he was white, he probably would have been straight. He would have had a shotgun if anything.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Dude, follow the rules.
No, I'm just oh
He
man.
followed the
Like
rules.
you're supposed to be able to protect your family, you know what I mean? I don't know, man. I just yeah. Let's put it like this. I'm gonna put it to you in my and this is just me. And I actually put a post on this on Facebook one time. Actually, let me see if I can find it. So I said, for whatever reason, I felt God told me to post this. If I'm ever gunned down by the police, I want you guys to know I'm not a perfect human being. I've done things that I'm not proud of. I've definitely made mistakes. I've even probably committed some type of crime, disobeyed the law in my past, and might even in the future. I will hope that the people that know me. I'm a good person. I try to do the best with what I have. The reason I feel this post is important is because I see way too many people justifying the killing or shooting of people because of their past mistakes. Whether you agree with the movement, the politics, or the media, or how certain incidents are handled over others, I will hope that everyone can agree that every person in our country deserves due process. At the end of the day, the Bible says this. Actually, this is Jesus talking to the crowd. He says, "All right, but let the one who has never sinned throw the first stone." So we are all imperfect.
Oh yeah,
Last
I
time I checked,
remember that scripture.
huh?
I said I remember that scripture.
Yep. So I mean, even kind of going back to going, that's actually going against what I just said, basically.
But still, all three of them need to be charged. So, and they weren't.
Yeah. No.
Period.
Well,
Who?
if we stay on the biblical sense, they'll get their, you know what I mean? they'll get their due thing or whatever.
You know what? Let's switch gears, bro. This is just making me mad
Oh, so
inside.
do you want me not to go to my story then for Uber then? Because I can skip that. We can talk about
No,
something.
bro. Yeah, we switching gears. Go ahead. Just Uber
Huh?
story. Go. I said we
Oh, all
switching gears.
right.
Uber story. Go.
All right. So, this was probably last year, and I was, I do Uber, and I was transporting. I think it was like four white people, like four. It was like two couples basically. I think they were coming from like a wedding. They were gonna meet up at this hotel with like the other people from the wedding. And honestly, even in the ride, the guy was making some like just weird comments, not like racial comments, but just like inappropriate, like bro, you should just shut up type of comments. So I get to drop them off, and I guess their friends that were waiting for me to drop them off at the hotel. This one guy's like, "Oh, you guys had a black Uber driver?" I was like, "What the? What you just say to me, bro?" He's like, "Oh man, like he had big lips and like something else." I was like, "Bro, what the like?" And the guy that was like, he's basically was sitting in the front seat as he's getting out. He's like, "Man, don't mind him." You know what I mean? Like, he's just been drinking. Yada. I'm just like, bro, like, boy, really, like, just that was disrespectful. Like, this is my job, and like, I'm being discriminated right now. You know what I mean? I'm just like, bro, like, if we was in the street, I'm not a violent person, so I doubt I would be the one that beat him up. But like, I just feel like somebody, you get hit. Like, that's like, those are like fighting words. You know what I mean? Like, and like my whole ride coming home, I was just like, bro, like, because I feel like if I retaliate, number one, I'm doing Uber, so it's like if I retaliate, what's to stop them from like reporting me to Uber and being like, oh, he hit somebody or something like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I've had one person say, or I think somebody was saying Uber, a passenger called him a nigger before, and then like he basically, hit him or something like that. He got deactivated from Uber, and I'm just like, bro, like, I mean, you could say like, yeah, you should be able to restrain yourself and all of the good stuff, but like, I don't know, man. Some stuff is just blatantly disrespectful, and it's just like, bro, come on, man. Like, I don't know. Like, that whole ride, like, I felt, I don't know, I felt less than like that whole ride home. I was just like, bull, really, like, called me out for being a black, you know what I mean? Being black. I was just like, what the hell just happened?
Bruh.
So, yeah, it was. I don't know. That was like that's see like you saying it's hard for you to put into words. Like it's hard for me to like to put into words like how I felt like coming home. Like I literally felt like less than in a way. You know what I mean? Like I felt degraded. I was just like, number one, I can't really fight back because it's like if I do, then that looks bad on me. But it's like, boy, really like, and the fact that his, the people I just had in my car or whatever didn't really, how we were talking about the whole allies and stuff like that last podcast. It was like, bro, like if you want to be an ally, that's where you step up and be like, yo, bro, cut that out. Like, hey, sorry, sir. Not, oh man, he's drunk or whatever. And he's laughing at. He's like, oh man, guys just drunk. Don't worry about it. But it's like, bro, like that's your boy. You should step to him and be like, yo, we don't conduct ourselves like that. We don't condone that. Like, hey, sorry, Mr. Driver. Make sure I tip you or something like that. Like, hey man, sorry, he said that. Like, but none of that was, I didn't get any of that. It was just like, yeah, man, guy's drunk. Have a good night. Blah blah blah. And I'm just like, damn, bro. Like, so I don't know. That was a story. As we were talking about this, and I've actually never shared that. Like, other than maybe I don't think I told my mom that story actually. So yeah, this first one's hearing this.
Man, I don't even know what to say. Like, no, I'm not surprised. That's what I can say.
I was.
And like I said, when we share our story, what happened?
No, I said I was. You said you weren't surprised. I was. Like, I was not. I was in like I was in like the country part of New Jersey, I guess. But like it definitely caught me by surprise. It was probably the first time. Well, not the first time, but like at my place that I'm working, that like, you know what I mean, I got called out because of my skin color, and I was just like, oh dang, like it's like, and honestly, self-consciously, part of me is always thinking, especially when I do pick up like rich white folk, it's kind of like, are they judging me in the back of my car right now? They might not be, but like, I don't know. Like I'm all, or if like I gotta pick up somebody in a white neighborhood, they call the cops on me if I didn't have this Uber sticker on my car. I don't know. It's just thoughts that go in my head. You know what I mean? I'm just.
Whoa, you're not alone. I was gonna say these are thoughts that go through a lot of Black people's heads. Like, to be honest, believe me, I think the same way too. Where was I? Oh, when I was in Maine. Not that it can't happen like during the day, but I was in Maine, and I was going. I think me and my friend Cece, we were going like to the beach, and I was just like, we were passing by some nice houses. And what I like to do once in a while, I'll just go by some nice house, like past some nice houses. But it was like getting dark. I'm like, hey, we're gonna have to come here in the morning because I don't want, like these white people, calling the cops and saying, oh, Black people are trespassing. And that's the thing. First of all, it's like, and this is why we're so messed up. And I'm guilty of it too. Why does my mind automatically just think white people? Like, how do I know Black people don't own those homes? How do I know Asian people? How do I know Latinos don't own those homes? But my mind instantly goes there to white people. And then after that, it goes to, oh, I could possibly get the police called on me. Like, let me come when it's daylight. Not that they don't call the cops during the day, but I'm just saying, you know. So here's a story. I was in like TJ Maxx or Marshalls, like with my parents or whatever, but like they were in one section, I was in another section, and I was like probably in the hair section, to be honest. And I'm like looking for stuff, whatever, and I had my box braids in, and you could feel someone's energy. So I'm like, okay, this old lady is just like grilling me. I'm like, okay, like I could feel her staring at me. So I'm just still looking, and then I'm like looking at her, and then she's like a stank face, like this old white lady, and I'm like. Then I ignored it, right? Kept going, looking. Then she's just like with her little cart, but she's like moving hella slow. Like, not saying she was moving slow because she's old, but she's like looking. And I'm like, hi, man, like, may I help you? And she's like, oh, I don't like it. And I'm like,
what?
I'm just like, yo, this lady's glad that I'm like me and I'm not my mom and I'm not my grandmother because you get cussed out, bro. And I was just like, I don't understand. And then, I was like, oh, I don't understand. She's like, oh, I don't like your hair. Cause I had like long box braids. And then and I was just like, okay. Like, ma'am, it's not my job to wear my hair to make you comfortable. I'm like, I was like, but I like it. I was like, man, you have a blessed day. And then I told my mom, like, Mom, this old white lady over here talking about, oh, she don't like my hair. Like, I don't wear my hair for you. I wear my hair for me. Bro, I mean, bro, that's just one story.
Sometimes you just gotta keep your opinions to yourself. You know, just like not even sometimes, most of the time, really.
But it's just like it really depends. Like I won't go off, I'm like internally, I'll go off like on my parents about what happened or my grandma, but I'm already knowing it's just like, oh, I know who I'm dealing. Not saying that the person's racist, but I'm like, okay, I know I'm dealing with a white person. Let me just,
Yeah,
but I
it's like
do agree.
it's like we turn on a switch, like
Code
the
switch,
white
bro.
people switch.
It's just like, but I do agree. Sometimes people need to get. I don't condone violence. But sometimes people need to get knocked out, bro. And I've seen it, and I'm just like, you asked for it because not everyone's gonna be like me. Like, not every person is like me. I'm not like every person. Like, we're all gonna deal with, situations, discrimination, racial, whatever that we have differently. And so, like, one day you might just catch the wrong black person, bro, and I'm gonna just be like, should have never said what you said or do what you did. Like, I know.
Most go
You
ahead.
got a story?
Well, I was going to say, even in my when I used to bowl JBTs, and for those of you guys that know what JBTs are, is Junior Bowlers Tour. Only it was me and one other black guy. The other guy was he was huge. He was a big guy, so nobody said anything really messed up to him. But he actually told me one guy did actually call him the N word, and he basically punched him. But like somehow they decided to start calling me Blackie Chan. That was I feel like I said that on another podcast before, but like somehow that became because I guess technically I do have like I don't know if you guys can see in the podcast, but I got chinky eyes. So like that was a nickname that somehow they decided to call me, and like I've never really approved of it or anything like that. But I was like that was the thing. But I guess since it was so many of them, I can't just say crackers or anything like that. You know what I mean? But like I don't know, man. It was just like stuff like that, where it's just like, bro, like you already know I'm the only one in here, so why? You know what I mean? I don't know, just some of the stuff like that
Yeah.
where I think back and I'm just like, bro, like man, like it's just not cool. Like that's the only way I can say it. Like it's just not like it's not ideal. Like I don't want to be like I hated being. I should say I hated being, but like actually no, I would say part of me hated it, and then part of me started to embrace it. That like I was the only black kid there because then as my
Oh,
league, started bowling more tournaments and stuff like that, I was like, well, you know what then? I'm gonna set an example then. I'm gonna take all these white kids' money then. Sorry. Are we allowed to say that on the podcast? That got real for
bro,
me.
say whatever you want. Because we talking about this episode is about grown up black, right? This actually happened in Nebraska. Yeah, I haven't like people ask me like in Nebraska, have you experienced like I haven't really experienced any like encounters of, being discriminated against or anything probably. But this is just probably this one thing I could think of. I thought about the other day. So I think my parents were in town. I don't know if they were in town for something. I'm not sure what it was for. We're at the bookstore, and our bookstore, we have two. And so we have one on a regular campus and one on the other campus where the bowling center is. And so like it's like book center bowling the lanes. So you can just like walk, sometimes we'll go walk, get a snack or whatever. And I don't know what it was for, but I think I had seen these like sweatpants short type of thing, sweat shorts, whatever. And I wanted them for the longest time. Then my parents came. I'm like, oh, like, can you guys like get these for me? And while we were in the store, this white lady, she worked at, she was working at the bookstore. She was, behind the desk waiting for people to come. And then when we got in the store, and I don't know if you experienced before, I know a lot of black people have, like, she just started like following us. Like, not too close from a distance, but just looking. Every time we moved to the next aisle, like where she could see us looking. And I can feel it. My mom can notice, my dad can notice. He's like, I'm out. Like he just left because he already knew what the deal was. He's like, I'm not giving you my money. Like, what are we really gonna steal? What do we even want to? We don't want to steal nothing. We have money. If we need anything, we're gonna pay for it. Like, so I don't think either I didn't get the sweatshorts that day, or I was like, dang, like I still want them, and maybe my mom got them, but I know my dad was out, and that's just another instance, like any other white person goes in the store and they ain't getting followed.
No, because it's like a perception. Like honestly, as you were saying that story, I was saying because we gotta kind of work on our own mental stuff too. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Like
that's what I said last podcast.
right. So I mean, you know, but that's like I feel like that's everybody has to because it's a lot of stereotyping. Like I do it. I kind of do it myself a lot of times. Like I'll pick
I
up
know.
even
I
even
do.
even not even on a race issue. Like if I get an older person in my Uber, I'll like play like more gospel music than like hard rap. You know what I mean? I'm like, they probably not gonna really feel this joint
Bro,
like
what
that.
if
That'd
they
be
wanna what if they like Nuck If You Buck? And you over here playing
maybe. But
Frank
I usually ask them if they got any preference in music, and they say no. But I feel weird. Like I don't know. Like I start feeling weird having like curse words start coming on the radio, and I'm like, all right, man, this is like my grandmother in the car. I wouldn't be playing this stuff. So like, you know what I mean? Like even that's technically stereotyping. You know what I mean? It's maybe like a lighter version of it, but like that's still stereotyping. You know what I mean?
Bro,
So
I think we all do it. I mean, I do it too. Like I said, just like the example with the houses in Maine. I'm just like, oh, like these white people. I'm like, why do white people have to own these houses? Because I'm gonna own a house like this one day. You know what I mean?
I'm surprised when I do pick up a African American person living in the suburbs of Philly, like, because usually 90% of it is usually white folk, to like, which is again, if we go all the way to the history and stuff like that, there's a reason why they're there, but
Exactly. That's what I was saying. There's layers and there's reasons why.
right, no matter what, we always look bad. Like we either look bad for retaliating or we look bad to our peers because we didn't retaliate or something like that. Like you know what I mean? Like it's kind of like we have like something on us as we walk into some like to the establishment, but then also once we actually retaliate, then it's like see because they so and such. You know what I mean? Like and
Pretty
it's just
much.
like man, you know what I mean? Like I think I was talking in one of the podcasts we did, or just me and you talking or whatever. I was talking about how, like, especially bowling and tournaments and stuff like that, you would see all these kids hitting ball returns, kicking ball returns, dropping balls behind different, just banging stuff. And in my mind, I'm like, man, I wish I could do that. Like, and not, you know what I mean? And number one, I knew my
Yes.
parents would literally snatch me out from that tournament and like not not ask for a refund, like just out. You
Bruh.
know what I mean? But on top of that, just like nobody, it was nobody really staring or anything like that. It was just like, oh, okay, he's just upset, and it's like, why is that okay to act like that when you're upset? Because Lord knows if I was acting like that, I was. I remember this one time I was at league, and I think I might missed a 10 pin or something like that. So I was a little upset. It was in the suburbs. It was like an older white league or whatever. And this lady, she comes up to me and she was like, just calm down. Calm down. I was like, girl, I'm cool. I'm cool. I just missed a tip. I'm a little upset, but I'm not about to hit nothing or nothing. Like that was, and again, it could just be my thoughts, but like that was the way it came off. It was just like, it's cool. Yeah, I know it's cool, lady. Like I'm a pretty serious bowler, so if I miss a temping, I'm gonna be a little upset about it. Yes, like that don't
Isn't
mean I'm
that
gonna like curse or or hit something. Like I was like,
isn't that called like a double standard?
maybe I don't know.
I think that's what it's called. But I mean, God Game fam, we just, sorry, I'm
Calm down,
trying to do this.
calm down.
We just trying to, bro. If that was me, my mom would have beat me in front of everybody, and then I would still probably have to bowl a tournament, embarrassed. Anyway, God Game fam, at the end of the day, this is not like like I said, this is not to say, oh, what believe me, and I know some black people too, like I said, who some black people stereotypes, race, like, oh, like having thoughts about like white people, like some racial thoughts. So like we're all in this together.
Say for the record, for the God Game fam, like one of my best friends is white, and he's basically my mentor too. So like this is no way like us just saying white people suck or like or
Okay,
anything like that. It's just like, hey, bro, like
but
we got some issues out here.
honestly, I still hate when people be like, that ain't even enough. Oh, I have a black friend. Oh, I have a white friend. Like, that's not even what it's about, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
It's about transforming these hearts. But like I said, we all have work to do. I told you some of my stories and some of my thoughts that just be going through my mind, like subconsciously. And I'm just like, yo, chill. And I just think we've just been, what's the word? I don't want to say brainwashed.
Yeah, no, that's the right word.
Is
That's the right
it?
word. Yeah, 'cause that's what the news and these history books do.
This isn't a black thing, it's a white thing, like I said before. It's a humanity thing, and we all have stuff to work on, like me included. And it's about, like I said, just renewing our minds, transforming our thoughts and our hearts. But like we got a long way to go, and like I said, there's like layers to racism in America, and we just wanted to, have like a little series about our thoughts and maybe how people can help, and whether you watched it or not, you liked it or not. Like I said, these are our honest opinions. Yeah, I think that's really it.
Can I say
Yeah,
something?
I'm done. Go ahead, sir.
All right. So I had this one more story. So there's one time it's another Uber story, but it was a Uber pool, which for people that don't know what an Uber pool is, that means you pick up one person, then somebody else is unrelated to that person's also, in the car as well. So I pick up this one younger white girl. I think she was a college student, and then I pick up this older white lady. And when somebody gets on my Uber, I usually try to chat them up, say, "Hey, what do you got going on for today?" Blah blah blah. So the older white lady says, "Oh, I'm about to accept an award for something. I think she did something with the Eagles, something in Africa."
Cool.
And I was like, "Oh, cool, that's super dope. You know what I mean? That's awesome that you're. I think she did some type of charity thing. I was like, oh, it's awesome that you're doing that." And she was like, "Well, it's the least I could do with the white privilege I got." And I was like, "Whoa." I was like,
That's good though.
but like it shocked me because then she was like, she's like, "So you do know what white privilege is, right?" I was like, "Well, yeah, I
Duh.
do." Like, I'm just surprised that you, mind you, that like, I think she sat in the front seat, so the other girl was sitting in the back, like younger white girl, and I was just like, I wonder how uncomfortable this ride is for her right now.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
It probably is. That would have threw me off though. Like, what the? Like, out of all
it threw me off. It was
Like out
just
of all
like she
the
was like,
things
yeah.
you say that, but I'm glad she acknowledged it. Like that's someone who understands their power and is helping people. Period. That's all we are looking for. But God Game fam, you guys know, not this logo, but this, is a world. And it's also a bowling ball. And the God Game fam, we come in all different races, ethnicities, cultures, and we're going to continue to grow and expand. And I love you all, and it's an uncomfortable conversation, but I really just wanted to express what's been going on, even for those who may not know like what to do. Like you don't have to do anything like crazy. It's just like you do one small thing, not a day, but if you can find, or you see something, speak up. Just doing small things, it definitely goes a long way. And it might not be changed in my lifetime, but we're going to continue to do what we can every single day, be the best versions of ourselves. And like I said, I love y'all and I appreciate y'all. And we are all in this together, and we're going to grow and learn together in God Game fam. You know how we end it. God Game fam, I love you. GG. You know what to do. Just know.
And she rocking the shirt.
What?
My bad. I was gonna help.
Dang, bro, you just be killing my vibe.
The one joint I made fire. So.
All right, you did, but all right. God dang. You know I love you. We growing together. That's what we do.
And she got a new shirt, and it's the color of maroon.
Y'all make sure y'all go cop this. Tag me. Send it to me. Something be put on the website, godgame10.com, and you'll be put on my personal website, with like T.O. and Gil Agent Zero and Byron Scott and Jay Harris and Jasmine Mason and all the above. But and the rest of the God Game fam. So
and I was trying to finish the rap.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, and we got another episode that's coming out soon.
Yeah! If I could go more crazy, I would, but I'm restricted. So, God Game fam, we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. I love you all. You already know it's an uncomfortable conversation, but we had it. And we just gonna continue to keep being better. So y'all speak up, speak out, know you got power, use it the right way, and help somebody out. Help somebody out. It's peace and love, Gigi. I'm out.
Peace out.